Last session was pretty awesome, as I mentioned, because a lot of it was run by you all. The first big chunk of the session was Locke um, talking to you all about his sort of piratey quest he's on. Maybe not his background as much, but I think he told you a little bit. Hey, there's some maps, there's some treasures. I've been doing some investigation, and I think I've got a lead. And you guys, I think, came up with a plan to talk to Captain Jiminy the Gloom of the Golden Chain and see if you could work out a deal with her. You haven't really got to that stage yet, but you have had, as of last week, spoken to Haviland, which was the first mate, and he said he would talk to Jiminy and send you guys a message or send Locke a message if she was willing to meet. And Haviland had mentioned that they were looking for someone who had some magical capacity, a wizard possibly. And Locke had said, "Well, I know some people with some magical capacity, so maybe they can help out." So that was that dimension. But also, what went on last week was Geo and Raph and Lucius went over to the university where Geo and Raph spent most of their time talking with three Dragonborn women and a Gnomish gentleman, or two Dragonborn women, I should say. Not Zaffy, Zafira. There are two different ones. Zaffy's older sister. Zaffy was the owner of the Emporium, but Zafira is the wizard and chancellor of the university. And she was chatting there with Jakira and another professor, Kanchanamu. And Geo kind of was stole the show after you guys approached um, the Forum of Galwin. Geo
Showed
showed
up.
up and said, "Hey, let me show you what I can do," and pulled out his little kit that he had brought from. He had a whole thing planned. I love that, Jeremy, that you had all this idea planned. You did a little
Yeah.
performance of all your magical powers, impressing the sorcerers that were gathered around there. And then you presented your contract that you wanted to strike up with the university, which was you were agreeing to kind of be their guinea pig and submit yourself to their testing and studies because you know you have some strange and interesting powers. And in exchange, you requested of them that they give you cash, 1,000 gold pieces or 100 platinum, which was
Yeah.
a pretty good demand. And I would say you guys hit the sweet spot there. If you had said like 5,000, I would have been like, hell no. And if you had said like 50, I would have been like, haha, of course, no problem.
Oh,
Um,
I see. I see.
but 1,000 was right in that. Like I think you picked a number that was just sort of, as a DM, I'm like, okay, I could say okay, I could say yes to that.
I've been not to honk my own horn, but I was on eBay a lot last year. And
Oh, so you've got the business acumen to,
there's always like this. I mean, I'm not saying like I knew for sure that was the amount, but I was just joking around. But like there always is like this weird like sweet spot. It's
yeah.
like you just kind of know what stuff will go for. Um,
Well, you picked it out,
I'm just
Jeremy.
trying
You
to be
did
fun.
good that time, and like there was not a lot of negotiation, except the negotiation surrounded your family because you said, "Hey, I want to send a stipend to my family on the regular basis," and the Professor Moo was interested in your family and knowing more about them if they had some of the same powers that you did, and asked you. You guys negotiated and decided that you would bring your family to Earshore, and they would put them up in a nice apartment or home, probably in the university district, where they would be taken care of while you were on your adventures or also taking part of the studies. And this was something that you agreed with, and you eventually signed the contract and were delivered your 100 platinum pieces, of which you have not spent any yet. So I might we might open here today with the opportunity for you to spend a little bit of that money if you wanted to. Um, and what else happened last time? The only other thing I think that happened last time, or the only thing that jumped in my head right now, is we also went and visited the Blazing Halberds,
Hmm.
where Dresdis met his old friend, Father Kevin Graham, except Father Kevin Graham was a bit old and couldn't quite remember Dresdis, or maybe he could because he kept saying, "I had a friend once. His name was Dresdis," um, and but that while that reunion wasn't maybe very fruitful, um, you did meet what was his name? Jabrani, cousin Jabrani. He was the de facto leader. Kevin is the leader of the Blazing Halberds there, but you've come to find that Jabrani, who was a Loxodon male, older than you are, Dresdis, probably by a century, but he is a cleric. You've come to realize that he is a priest of Koloth, and that was what Kevin was a priest of as well, and still is, though he's just a little bit infirm now. And Jabrani has taken over. He runs the Blazing Halberds, and you have befriended him in this time, Dresdis, and you have been training with some of the other Blazing Halberds there, and Locke as well joined the training as well. So you guys have been training. Geo had been training. Lucius made a amazing discovery, and he built his Philosopher's Stone prototype, we'll call it. Um,
That's what I have it named as currently.
and
Prototype framework of a Philosopher's Stone.
and you've got some possible plans, brainstorms, things we might be able to use it for, but right now it's just a raw, powerful, magical thing.
Yep. I have a
And
semi idea.
what else? Raph started tinkering around and built himself a little goggle with some lenses in it that allow him to
Hmm.
see a little bit further. Did I miss anything from last day?
Mm,
I don't think so.
Sounds like everything.
Okay, I think I
the
hit
rum
most.
bucket was the rum bucket the session before that? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we
Yep.
ended the session before at the rum bucket where you guys had your fight. All right,
Yes, I think that's what we did.
so we can start off today with you all deciding where you want to get going next. All right. So I'll turn it over to that with the idea that probably in today's session. Oh, one other thing that we did last day was Lucius started some investigations for Tristan. See if he could find the lead. The last lead you had for Tristan was he was in Earshore. So you had come to Earshore to try and find him. You sniffed around a bit at the university, and you got lucky by finding some records that listed him as first living in a boarding house in the university district, but then in his later years of study, he lived somewhere called the Dobler Estate. And you learned that he spent most of his time, most of his studies on alchemy and tinkering, though he also studied arcane magic and history while he was here. So that was the other thing you discovered. So today's session, I think we're probably going to have a meeting with Jiminy the Gloom at some point coming up here, and some pirate stuff going on over there, and then maybe some more anything else that's on your set of plots of things you guys want to do. So yeah, we'll say that. Let's just advance it to the next day. That sounds fun. That's a good way to start a session. It's Hunt Day, the 10th of Ilichad. It is winter. It is, let's check the weather wizard. Wally. Oh, Wally says it's a chilly day today. It's going to be some hard rain with a little bit of sleet.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's a pretty miserable day here in
Wally,
Earshore.
man.
Yeah.
Why do you
Better
do
stay
this to
indoors
us?
this hunt day. So y'all are gathered around in the Pink Pearl. One thing you've noticed in town is a number of other people have started been getting sick recently. This is going to just be an external plot line. I intended it to be something you could engage in, but we have so much shit going on right now that I'm like, I don't need to.
There's a plague.
There's a plague going on. There's something going on in town. You know, other shit's going on that's not your business. You could get into it if you want. But I guess what I'm saying is I'm not going to make y'all a roll to see if you get sick because that's just superfluous and
Then
extra.
we would eventually want to just get rid of it because we're getting sick.
Yeah, and then I would derail all the stuff that you were doing with my stuff, and that doesn't sound fun.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so you're sitting around.
It is right though. If people are getting sick and I would notice it, I wouldn't help them.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
just
no, I
stay
definitely.
inside
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty common for people to get sick, right? So I'd probably not worry
Yeah.
about it.
This is just it's worse than it normally is, but
The doctors of the university are taking care of it.
Yep, there's the hospital over there. It's overcrowded. You guys noticed that probably. You've just been steering away from it, and somehow you've avoided getting sick. And I'll blame it on your PC plot armor. You're all player characters, and for some reason, only non-player characters are getting sick.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's a non-player character only disease. Okay, but that's just what's going on in the world around you. You're sitting around. We'll say you're up in your rooms because I know you guys don't like to have your private conversations out in the public. So maybe you've crammed into one of your all rooms and you're deciding, well, it's a shitty, sleety day. What should we do? We haven't heard from Jiminy's crew yet. It's only been a couple days. So what do you guys think is your plot, things you want to get done in the next week or two?
I want to start investigating a way for us to, after we're done doing our business here, move on to our next spot, which I believe we're going to Padari after this, right?
That was the request made by Geo, and at least part of what was begun last day may involve this, because Locke was talking about maybe getting onto one of these pirate boats. Now,
Right.
Raph, I don't know your sensibilities. Maybe you're thinking pirate boat. Maybe pirate boat's not a huge option for you.
Honestly, Raph is leaning into the teenage rebellion shit.
Okay.
Like he's
okay.
saying "fuck you, Dad" right now, and just kind of wants to go join a pirate crew for sure.
Okay. I was gonna say
You're with the right guy then, because
Yeah.
I'm totally intending to turn
Yeah,
him into a pirate.
because I've gotten more information about what I've been doing, hanging out with the pirate crew, than I ever have selling rifles for my dad. So
Right. Okay. So all I was going to say is if you wanted to go down to the pier and look for boats where you could book passage, that would be the normal RAF way of doing things, right? Like,
right.
But if you're like, nah, let's see where this this other thing's going to
See
go.
what happens with Jiminy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But with that said, if you still want to go down to the pier, if anyone wants to go visit down there, see what's going on, that's a possibility too. There may be some ships down there that you could book passage on. They're not all going to be merchant ships too. There are other military vessels that you might want to check out and whatnot.
But the pirate ships don't hang out down there. The pirate ships are long.
If a pirate ship were to sail into this port, they would definitely not be flying their pirate colors.
Got it.
And
Yeah.
it's unlikely that notorious pirates would sail in here because they would be well known and immediately captured.
Got it.
Also, remember that if you sail into the Earshire port, you become a member of their fleet.
Right.
Yeah, you become conscripted into the privateer armada. So if you are trying to pirate here, you get immediately, shit kicked by everyone in the fleet. So yeah, so it's a dangerous place for pirates. Not saying that pirates aren't here, and you probably could find probably one or two pirate boats docked in the pier. They're hiding, they're pretending not to be
Right.
pirates. But then with that said, pirates are like the outlaws, if you will. There are also just sort of the next level down, which might be like smugglers and stuff, right? And there's probably lots of smugglers down there at the port.
Yeah.
You know, trying to get past without paying customs and such. But they're, you know, just a different kind of criminal. They're less likely to be murdering and raiding and more likely just bringing in, you know, suspicious things. Contraband, yeah. Okay, any other things you guys have planned?
I would just get another. I'd probably still be trying to get more proficiency in those extra spells. That's what I
Okay,
would-
this
I
might
know
be a
that's
good
my-
point for us to chat a little bit about that, which is, so if you remember last time, you weren't having a lot of luck.
Yeah.
You got your Earth Grapple up to level 9, but your fire, every time you tried to train your Fire Charm, you failed. So after a couple of those days failing, Jakira says, Gio, now that you have your stipend, like you could probably go down to Zephy's and buy a focus or two. Those would be really helpful in your training. We'll give you a boost.
Focus. Oh, or
Go buy some more of those things. Yeah. Actually, now that we Gio, am I anywhere near him?
Sure.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Gio, I think it is a time now that we have our money that we have made from your stipend for us to go back to the Wonder Emporium that we visited before.
Do you want to head over there?
Yeah, let's go check. Now that we have like a shit ton more money.
I'm game to take a look.
I like how Raph
Yeah.
keeps saying we,
I
and
also noticed.
It's in the party gold, man. It's in the party gold. It's our money.
Where's the party?
What is
gold,
Gio
though?
gonna do with 100 platinum?
And then
All
like the
out?
next scene is like Gio walking out with like extravagant like
Gio's
items.
just
on-
totally pimped out. Yeah.
Wait, I'm confused.
Purple
He
fur.
got it for us, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it's his?
Well, yeah, it's his, of course.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's technically, specifically Gio's, but it's kind of implied that it's going to be used to help the party.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where we're at, if that makes sense. Like,
Thanks, Gio.
yeah, so I mean, I'm not sure what. That would be hilarious to just like try to get really like buffed out gear and just totally get super decadent and be like, all right, I'm good, and like that's all but the idea is that you're trying to. The big motivation is that you're actually trying to use the money for something like that moves stuff along versus. Well, I wouldn't judge someone if they got much money just to deck their character, though.
I mean, this is after our pirate friend has liberally stolen everything he can and is like walking around dripping in rings and jewelry that he's got
Not
on him.
anymore. I've traded.
Okay. And Lucius has taken pretty much half the gems and fed them to his genie.
That's a
I
good
don't know.
point.
Okay.
You guys. are
That's
talking
a
about.
solid point. That's a
I
solid
also
point about the
definitely
genie.
don't have a bunch of money on me as well.
Yeah, it's not like Lucius also
Yeah.
didn't trade in half of your gear
Yeah.
for scrolls at the last place you went to. Like,
I
and
also
poor
definitely
Gio
don't.
has just been innocently not accepting
I
any
say
gold.
he gets most of it.
Yeah, I know. And then he finally shows up and is like, I need 1,000 gold, and you guys are all like, no, that's ours.
I don't think you understand how
group,
this
right?
works.
All right, well then let's go see what we can get for Gio. Let's go get Gio some focuses.
I made this.
Yeah.
You made this?
All
The
right.
DM is just insisting that Gio get at least a sliver of his cash.
Yeah, fair.
I would like Gio to be in some magical items.
Um,
I've got a fucking framework of a philosopher's stone. I'll be fine.
Yeah, you're probably doing all right now.
I'll be all right. I'll be okay.
In fact, there might be some things here that are,
I'm actually gonna bring it there.
yeah, like there, you might be able to find something there.
All I know is it has a shitload of magical power, and I could be like, hey man,
Yeah.
hey, you guys have weird stuff and crafting things, and I'm sure it's stuff in the basement that's super weird.
Do they have a robe of useful items?
Probably.
Probably.
So I would like one.
It's just, I think that's an uncommon. I was looking up D&D 2, 2nd edition,
Yeah.
and there's a thing called the Philosopher's Egg that you can make, like what I've done, and it's halves the time needed for alchemical processing.
Yeah.
That's handy.
And then you can cast the spell Hatch the Stone from the Egg on the Philosopher's Egg to make the real Philosopher's Stone.
Cool. Second
I know,
edition was
right?
so
Pretty sick.
weird and broken.
And you can transmute 500 pounds of iron to silver or
All right.
1,000 pounds of lead to gold.
Raphael has a shopping list to give to the guy behind the counter.
Okay. Well,
Raphael would like to talk to the person at the counter and see
so
what kind of stuff they have.
you three, Lucius, or everybody.
I'm
Luc-
coming.
Lucius, Geo, and Raph.
I'm coming. I'll go.
Everybody heads across the bridge and goes over to Zafi's Emporium. Geo is talking to Jakira, who why don't we start there? Geo is reminded that there are a number of elemental and sorcery focused items that are related to the powers that you have. First of all, you can buy the crystals themselves. You remember from Hedgewood that you had learned how to make a focus yourself if you spent, say, a week worth of downtime out of a large crystal, or you could make potions out of small crystals. And a potion would boost your elemental power for 8 hours. So you can purchase some crystals if you wanted to build your own. You could also purchase the potions themselves, or you could purchase the focuses, which are the focus is like a potion, but it is permanent. You just attune to it and wear it, and you will always have the bonus that it provides. And again, there are one for each of the 4 kinds of elemental crystal, and then the very super special radiant crystals, which boost all of the elemental powers. So, you got earth crystals, water crystals, fire crystals, air crystals, and radiant crystals, and then the various small versions, large versions, potions, and focuses.
I'll go up to the shopkeeper and ask him how much a radiant crystal costs.
Okay, so
Very.
Jakira, you're talking to Jakira right now. She manages the elemental table.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay.
Okay, she's like, well, these are actually pretty expensive. This largest crystal here goes for 1,600 GP.
I see.
Yeah, they're really rare, and Aunt Zafi, she really likes to make her money off of them.
And then I'll say, but say I did get this crystal, it has a permanent it imbues a permanent boost, would you say, to the elements if someone were to cast them?
Well, Geo, this is a raw crystal here. You'd have to, make it into a focus like this one over here. And she shows you a radiant focus, which is the raw crystal has just been cut and honed and put in a little platinum clasp. She's like, but you could probably do that yourself. I mean, you told me you already learned a little bit about that. It would take you a while, and then when you were done, it would boost you in earth, water, fire, and air. Now, you see she shows you her focus. If you remember, her focus is a red crystal surrounded by an orange crystal, and it's actually a fire crystal that has been embedded inside of an earth crystal. She says, Aunt Zafi made this one special for me because I've been touched by Tirad and by Pyrene. I'm a fire dancer and an earth dancer. You see, I was able to. She was able to make this for me that boosts both of those powers for me, and it's just one focus. It's it took her a little bit of extra work, but she might be able to make something like that blends two for you, or maybe you could even make one yourself. I don't know.
I see. Let me talk to my friend real quick, and I'd like to just
Raph?
yeah.
Yeah, Raph is probably hovering around. He's looking for someone to give his shopping list to.
I will. I'll excuse myself and then just interrupt Raphael and be like, "Hey, uh, is there anything that you can? Let's say there was a radiant crystal. Would you be able to engineer something for it or about it or way to embellish it? Do you have any ideas? Would that? You,
Are you looking for a way to incorporate it into your armor or weaponry?
yes, but also if you have any other creative ideas, I'd be curious to know.
Oh, I could certainly work something out for sure. If you buy it now, I can certainly throw something together.
I see. And so they have one.
I
There's one
see.
1600 gold, but I mean,
Ooh.
if you know the like real like what price should be.
Let me see. Let me think here. And can I make an intuition or something?
Yep. Make a.
Insight.
I would say, sure, you can do it insight if you would like. Your initial instinct is that it's definitely rare. It's a little bit hard to put exactly the price on it, but your instinct from perusing the prices here at Zaffy's is it's a little bit overpriced here.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything in Nearshore is just a little expensive. You feel like, it is rare. If you could find it somewhere else, it might be cheaper.
I see.
It is my experience, Gio, here in Nearshore and selling my wares here, that it is often the merchants charge a little bit more than what they're worth. However, I see this as essential to you and your progress with your skills, so it is something to consider.
Gio,
Appreciate.
Huh?
just do a quick intelligence check for me for a second.
All right. Got my character sheet out yet. All right, there it is. Perception, you said?
Intelligence.
Or intelligence.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, yes. Might be relevant.
All right. So you hear what Raph is saying, and what you remember is that some of these crystals can be found in the wild. And though the radiant crystals are very rare, if you could find a place where they grow, you could harvest your own.
Okay. That's pretty convincing.
And when really what you started thinking is, you remember Jakira saying that there were places nearby that you could harvest some earth crystals.
All right. I'll turn to Raphael and I'm like, I think maybe I should wait till I come across it in the
And
wild. That is a lot of money. I do
Gio,
have another.
I think this is wise. I'm seeing that I have it within my power here that I remember to craft us some very important and efficient mining equipment. So when we come across this, I would be more than happy to provide you with the means to extract it.
Oh, I see. Ah,
I can create create like tools, like
Yep.
that's
specific tools that help with this. So
That's a good synergy.
yeah.
That's a synergy.
You also
Well,
just brainstorming. you might be able to find some kind of detecting device.
Well, yeah, that's on my list.
Yeah, like somewhere to find where the crystals grow or something like that, you know?
All right. With that in mind, I will turn to Raphael again and be like, so related to the money. I know we're here in this shop, but I do need. I believe we have the budget for a boat. Do you know how much like a really nice boat goes for?
Oh, I do not think we have anywhere close what the boat costs, to be clear, honest with you.
Did you say boat or bow?
A boat.
I would know that you don't have enough money for a boat.
Yeah, that's not even close to enough money for a boat.
It's probably enough for a rowboat.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe like a small sailboat, like a very small like river sailboat.
I figured it was not enough for a boat, but I still wanted to ask.
Yeah, you're getting close to the price of a keel boat. Which I'm thinking, aren't those like the Viking kind of?
Mm-hmm.
Let me do a quick.
And if I learn anything from Valheim, that's all we need.
Oh, it's like the smallest kind of like sailing ship. Like the kind that are out in the marinas and stuff. The smallest kind that hold like 4 or 5 people.
I see.
And you definitely can afford a rowboat.
I actually have a boat in real life that holds 3 people, and yeah.
Yeah. But a long ship, which is more like, that's what I was thinking. That's like the Viking kind of boat with enough space for, a couple dozen rowers maybe.
Let's see. I believe
Yeah. in
in this case, I think I'm just gonna hold on to all my money.
You're not going to buy anything?
I'm not sure. Well, I out of character. I'm not. I feel pulled in both directions. I'm trying to. I can't think of anything. My knee-jerk reaction is to be like, maybe like a nicer armor that we can imbue crystals in. But I feel like we can DIY. Well, I don't know if DIY armor, but I'm
Well, if you're going to DIY stuff, then DIY stuff right now. Because what I don't want you to do is leave stuff on the table and then just not do anything.
Oh, I see.
So, like, if we're going to go get crystals because we're going to go harvest crystals, let's go with Shakira out to the quarry and go harvest some crystals.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
And then you can make those crystals into things.
Yeah,
Or
I can
you could
affix
buy
whatever
some
you
raw
want.
crystals right now and go make them into things. Or if you're a baller, just buy a focus. Like you could buy an earth focus right now or a fire focus right now. You could buy both of those right now with the cash you have. And attune both of them because you already have the hammer, right?
Yeah.
That would be 3 attunement spots. Go get the hat of attunement. Then you'd have 4 attunement spots and you're good to go.
Boom blat.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Those are an option, but you could also go out harvest some crystals. You could get earth crystals probably easy. You could go make an earth focus, make some earth potions, say fuck it on the fire potions. I don't know. It's up to you. There's lots of options here, but the worst option is having 100 platinum pieces in your pouch and not doing anything with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Being knocked out and having it stolen.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
not hoarding this. Yeah, let's spend some of this.
I'm gonna take it and feed it to my genie.
Yeah, your genie will like
uh,
the platinum. Yummy.
All right. Well,
It's a real risk that at any point Anthony's gonna just feed our treasure to his genie. That's
It will too.
I love that you guys have a treasure eating genie that I can just be like, no, feed more treasure to the genie.
it's been handy
I was thinking about
Right.
feeding him the Philosopher's Stone.
just to see what happens.
Wait, what did you just say?
I was thinking about feeding Kawa the Philosopher's Stone.
I think that's how you
Think harder
I think
about
that's how
that.
you make demons or something.
Kawa would love that.
I think that would be really cool. Josh thought about that last night. He said it out loud. He was like, "What if you feed it to Kawa?" And I was like, "What if I feed it to Kawa?"
He's like, "Oh, I'm fine," and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh."
It's
Right.
gonna be great. Okay.
That's how you summon Beldrick into this universe. That's what's
I
going
was
on.
gonna show it to these people at this emporium and be like, "Hey, how powerful is this?" And like, can you make it into like a necklace? And then I
Okay.
was gonna give it to Kawa.
Doug, I
So
can make it a
let's
necklace.
Oh,
let's
Oh, I
finish
could just
Geo
have-
and then we can switch over to that thing. So Geo, what was your plans to do here at Zaffy's?
Okay, so my idea is that I want something that can go on my arm, like my wrist, and I want it to be able to mount or hold crystals on it. Because I think down the road, it sounds like that Geo's plan would be to like, okay, I can start gathering these crystals over time, and I'd like to be able to just put the crystals in.
You're talking
on
about like an
arm
infinity
thing.
gauntlet. You're talking about an infinity gauntlet.
Yeah, Infinity Gauntlet for my wrist.
Yeah.
Basically what I'm getting at.
Infinity
And
bracelet.
that way I can kind of hoard focuses. That's kind of the direction I'm going. So if I can buy some kind of crystal holder, or even if they don't exactly have that, I can ask Raphael to try to fix it up.
Yeah, I can definitely.
That sounds like
I can
something
make
Raph
jewelry
could build
tools,
for you.
yeah.
Yeah. So what would
what
be
armor
the
are you wearing?
I believe it's a medium armor, but it's aged.
Like a fine cheese.
I was gonna say like wine. Like what are you talking about?
What?
It's aged.
What's
What do
your
you-
armor?
What do you mean it's aged?
studded leather. It's technically studded leather. That's.
Buy some +1 armor.
I can make you some +1 armor. I can infuse your armor with +1.
That's useless.
Yeah, that's
Plus
true.
one, no, sorry. What you just said was useful. Buying +1 armor is useless. Don't buy.
Yeah,
don't
don't buy
don't
it.
buy
Yeah.
+1 armor.
Shiny
By the way,
armor.
I also wanted to do some shopping when he's done, just so.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think
Magical
we've all got
items.
some shopping to do for sure.
Geo, I just want to throw here. I'm gonna dump this in the little chat here. Is this gonna work?
Yep, we got it. Yeah, if I get a little more time to look at this, and then come back to me, I'll try to.
That'll tell you how much each thing costs, and the large crystals can be turned into focuses. And I think you could afford all the large crystals you wanted, and then you could probably ask.
Oh my goodness, yes, I can.
You could ask Raph to build the rest of it.
Yes, actually, I'll just tell you right now. I want a large. I'll leave the radiant for now.
You don't need it if you have the other 4 and you make Raph build this into this magical cool thing.
And that's what I want to do. I want to get the other 4, and then I want Raphael to build it into like a cool thing. And then if I have to buy extra materials for that, I do that as well.
Yeah, let's say another 175 gold pieces worth of materials on top of whatever
Yeah.
those
That-
4 crystals
Well,
cost.
What kind of metal do you want to make it out of? You talking about
Yeah.
like silver, gold, copper? What are you thinking?
My
Just for flavor.
mechanical instinct is to say copper because I know like it conducts really well. I don't know if that's probably.
No, that's
not-
cool.
But
That's
silver,
a very earth elemental minded kind of thing to think about the conductivity of the copper. Yeah.
So I think I don't know if that would be a hazard though. So maybe I need something that.
No, it's just I think it's just
It's
flavor.
all
I think it's
cosmetic
better.
and it's about your character. So
In that case,
I think the copper's a cool idea. Or
I
we could
like
like even
copper, too.
carve it out of some sort of like crazy stone or something.
bronze,
I would say
maybe even.
like a walnut colored
Oh shit.
wood
Cool.
that has copper
Inlays.
scrolling on it. Some copper stuff that goes around it, so you have this walnut
Cool.
copper looking, and then however, and then I leave it up to Raphael as to how he would mount the crystals to it, if that's
Cool.
okay.
Yeah,
That's the route I would go.
I like that.
So, you guys are cool with that.
All right, so we'll say that Raph spends a little time gathering the extra materials, maybe in the market.
Can we say just for flavor? I know this is probably really geeky nonsense, says the Birdman. But can we make it like a flavor thing that like when I create a different item, like there's some sort of thematic similarity that can be seen throughout the different items that I create.
For
like
sure.
this copper like decorative thing that's on this band can also be seen on like my rifle.
Yeah.
Unlocks pistol, and unlike my ornithopter, like I have a specific style of inlay.
Sure.
time.
What do you want to think up something special? Like maybe
Just
a s-
very like Baroque, like Renaissance kind of just really like in Red Dead Redemption where you can like get all those like fancy inlays onto your guns and stuff.
Mhm.
Just that stuff, just general like
Yeah.
curly inlay stuff.
Okay. But you have some kind of symbol or something that maybe a feather or something that looks like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay, cool. Yes, so Raph will spend a little time gathering a few extra materials for the copper and the walnut and so on. And then Geo, you will purchase those 4 large crystals, is that right?
Yep.
Okay, so throw that in a calculator. It looks like it's 400, 530.
I think it's altogether it's 480 plus the 175.
Oh, I didn't add on the extra 175.
Oh, that got expensive.
It is, but it
It's
is
cool,
a like
right?
pimp ass fucking item.
It's tight.
Yeah.
It's tight as it gets. Yeah, it's worth. I'm down. Calculator 655 is the total.
Okay, that sounds good.
Oh, minus, so that'd be 345.
All right. So, any other shopping before we do the Lucius bit?
Yeah, how much was it for an uncommon one more time?
Uncommons depend on what it is.
Okay, I'm looking for it's a wondrous item. So
They're not worth buying apparently at all.
yeah, it's the robe of useful items is what I'm looking for.
Well, that one's.
I'm looking for one of either that or an immovable rod.
That is probably out of your price range.
The immovable rod's only uncommon.
Yeah, all these things were only
So
uncommon.
is all of our stuff.
Everything we named was uncommon.
Jesus.
Yeah, which leads me to believe that magic items aren't worth purchasing literally at all.
Yeah, it's expensive.
The immovable rod seems like such an insane item. It's difficult for me to imagine it being it's just uncommon. It's not exactly rare.
Everyone
It only holds 8,000 pounds of weight.
The thing with that rod is everyone just tries to use it to, gimmick the system, gimmick the game somehow. Like, I'm going to stick it inside the dragon's butt and I'm going to turn it on.
No, I'm going to use it to like bar doors and I'm
Yeah.
going to use it to like keep things safe and protected.
Yeah.
I would use it to make a cannon that didn't have any recoil.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, that's interesting.
The rope of use of items, it says it's the items times 5. I don't know what that means, so I'm gonna have to go look up what the rope.
So
is.
it means that there's a certain things. It's 2 dagger patches, 2 bullseye lantern patches, 2 steel mirror patches, 2 10-foot pole patches, 2 hempen rope patches, 2 sack patches, and then I get 4d4 of other patches. The GM chooses these patches or determines them randomly.
But they're all mundane items.
1 through 8 is a bag of 100 gold pieces, a silver coffer, an iron door, 10 gems. Yeah, it just depends on what you roll. Here, I'll send you this.
Yeah, I can see it. It's just all. Yeah, that one is cheap because it doesn't do anything except make.
No, it just makes handy items. Yeah, and you can get a riding horse in there if you roll properly. 2 mastiffs.
Yeah, like that's the
portable
kind that I would
range.
say is on sale here with different kinds of patches, and you can pick which robe you want based on which kind of patches you want.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I definitely want.
And that one,
How many other patches do I get?
2. You can pick them because you're not finding this. You're buying it, right?
And I can get it custom patched.
Yeah. So, it has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of the basic patches, right? So what's that? That's 60 GP right there. What?
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
So,
Well, I definitely want the iron door patch.
How about this? How about you go on the side there, make a list of like another 10 patches,
Okay.
all right? And we'll say the total will be about 225 gold pieces.
Cool. Regardless of which of these patches I choose.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna make a document that just keeps track of this.
Is there you guys cool by for the design direction that Raphael might be going towards? I have a link to show you guys a
Yeah,
list
dude,
of
let's see it.
like cards that are kind of I think in line what you're going for. You can hear my dad in the background getting all excited about the football game.
No.
Okay, so for the other two of you, I think the main reason why those items are more expensive than you're expecting is because they are permanent items that work all the time. If you want something that
It's
is
just nothing. No, I just D&D economy is so garbage. I just think nothing is worth buying. No magic item is worth buying. Only potions and like scrolls. Like magic items are worthless unless you find them. Everything is so expensive in D&D, and like I really don't have anywhere near the amount of money you guys seem to think I have.
That also could be like the design philosophy, because like I know that like in Pathfinder in the Dungeon Master's Guide, it actually talks about how like the money that your adventure party gets can be used to buy stuff that they can afford, obviously, but like cool magic items should be rewards instead of.
I don't disagree with that, but like uncommon items that can be found in any shop in any city, no, they wouldn't be there if people couldn't afford them. And there's no way a commoner has 2,400 gold just laying around. Otherwise, why
Very
bother to
true.
stock them?
but I
Well,
think
I don't think even shopping here.
yeah, I don't think anyone I don't think Boots of
I'm not worried
Elvenkind can
about
be
it.
found
I'm
in
not
any
worried.
city.
I'm not
Yeah.
worried about it. I'm not
Yeah.
worried.
Cool.
It's just I always thought it was silly.
The economy definitely isn't. It doesn't even exist. There is no economy. But I mean, with that said, if magic items are useless, then so is gold.
That's the exact argument that
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
making.
Like, there's no point in any gold in the game.
Yeah, because I can afford infinite fucking like in rooms right now. Like I could buy any food I wanted,
Yeah.
but that doesn't. Who cares? Like it doesn't matter.
All right, here we go. Here we go. I got the rope of useful item stuff on the chat. I didn't do any of the really OP stuff. I'm not gonna do like the portable battering ram that I can pick from. It's
Yeah,
just
you
too
can.
OP.
Well, I don't. I mean, what? You're going to use it once to break down a door?
I use it to break down every door ever.
No, because it goes away after you use it.
Oh, are they one-time use?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the rope becomes an ordinary garment.
Yeah.
Also, I can pick locks, so like.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Right.
Any other shopping items, or Lucius? Are you going to show off your cool little gem?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Well, you come up to the counter, and Zafi's there, and she's just finishing off with a wealthy customer who's buying some potions from her, and she sort of laughs as she finishes the transaction, and she turns to you and she says, "Oh, well, hello there, sir. Hey, what can I help you with?"
Well, I've just recently made something quite wondrous indeed.
Oh,
And seeing as your establishment is wondrous, I'm wondering if you could help me out with it.
okay. Well, you made something. That's great. Are you an artificer like myself?
Absolutely not. No, I just get real lucky sometimes.
Okay, well, a dabbler then. Why don't you show me what you've got?
Yeah, so this is the framework for the Philosopher's Stone, and I'll pull it out and hand it over.
Okay.
I won't even hand it over. Actually, I'll hold it, and they can look at it.
All right. She has a pair of wire-rimmed glasses on that seem very high quality, possibly magical in themselves. And as she adjusts them, she notes. She says, "Wow, the magical aura on this gem is quite powerful. And you say you made this yourself? Is that so,
Yeah,
young
myself.
man?"
Well, I had some help actually.
Oh, this is very marvelous. It's a very powerful magical item, and in fact, it is. It seems to harness so much power. It's dangerous. Are you aware of that?
I am not. What are we talking about danger-wise?
Well, if the power were released uncontrollably, it's probably enough to destroy this entire city.
Oh, if I dropped it,
Oh well, I don't think it would be released if
I'll
you
drop
drop.
it and then catch it in my hand.
She doesn't seem very worried. She's
Okay.
like, it's unlikely. It's a very strong, powerful magical item. That simple force, like being dropped on the ground, probably won't break it. No, but if it were to come into contact with some powerful energy, magical energy, it's possible that could trigger a chain reaction, and it could explode, releasing its magical energy everywhere.
Copy. All right. So let's not blast it with a bunch of energy. Okay.
Good
I can
idea.
do that.
Yeah.
No problem.
I would recommend you not do that. Now, you made this.
I
Can-
did. Yeah.
Can you how did you know how to make something? It seems to have a very specific structure, arcane structure. It's very elaborate.
Well, I found the arcane structures, and I just worked from there. Found some notes, read the books, wandered around, found a ruin, wandered around again, almost died a few times, and then yeah, I came here and I made it.
Well, it is a very impressive creation, sir. I I am. What can I help? What would you like me to do with it? Do you want to sell it to me? I would
do
love
not.
to take it off your hands.
No, but I wouldn't mind if you could put it into a necklace.
Like just attach it to a golden chain?
Correct. Yeah.
That is
I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it out if you don't mind.
uh, yes, one of our gem workers would be able to put it in a clasp for you if you like, if that's all you want. You know, I'm a very powerful enchantress. I could turn it into something else if you were interested. I would love the opportunity to work with something that's so powerful.
What do you mean turn it into something else? Can
Well-
you work with this to give me something of our choosing?
Well, as I said, I'm a very skilled artificer. I could probably put together a handful of different designs for you. It depends. Like I said, there's a lot of power in there, and you could use that power to do all kinds of cool things magically. Depends what your interest would be, and by doing so, that would actually harness the power and thus make it safer, less likely to have a chain reaction and explode, as it were. Right now, it's just raw magical power, not focused on anything.
Is there a way to make the power make things?
To fabricate things?
Mm-hmm.
Certainly. What do you have in mind? I mean,
Well, any sort of precious gem, honestly.
oh, I see what you have in mind. Well, let's see.
Like if this thing is filled with magic, can we somehow make it so we could form the magic into gems from it? and then I'm gonna go do something.
Well, creating
And that's as specific as I'd like to be.
creating a substance out of absolutely nothing
Nothing is a lot.
is a very very, very powerful magic, and so that would be something we could put this to. However, the quantity of substance you might be able to create, even with such a great amount of power, would probably not be as great as through other methods. As you might be aware, one of the mythical purposes of the Philosopher's Stone was to transmute matter into gemstones, for instance, although I believe the original alchemists were interested in gold. And that technique was favored primarily because the transmutation of materials is easier than the creation of it out of nothing. In which case you might be able to fabricate even more of the desired material. Now, if all you're interested in is things like gemstones that just have a specific material composition and structure, then that's slightly different than if what you're interested in are things like clockwork automatons with lots of fancy internal components, or if what you were interested in was a golem that was powered by magic. These types of things, of
Are
course.
we able to make an automaton with this thing, you think?
Oh,
I don't even know how long it would be able to be powered.
Well, we could use this gem.
I call Raphael over if he's still here.
Sure,
Hey, Raphael, get over here. She's talking to me. I don't really get it.
What is it that we are talking about? I heard something about the transmutation of ores.
Yeah, we've moved on from that just a little bit. I'm still working it around, but now I'm thinking, what if I had an automaton?
Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. An automaton, like some sort of a warforged or some sort of a thing like my ornithopter here.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yes, this is something that is possible. You see, my sister, she was the one who created the first Warforged, and it did take a tremendous amount of magical energy to create the soul of the Warforged. Of course, this gem here could possibly have enough power in it to create a soul, a being, possibly a Warforged, or
bound to me.
Something. Well, now, sir, you're speaking of things that are distasteful to me.
Lucius, you must understand that once you give the soul to the Warforged, it is a sentient life. You could not.
Well, then how about we don't give it a soul then?
Oh, so just an automaton.
Guys, I'm really sorry. I have to go drive to Glenoma right now. Family emergency. I'm very sorry.
Oh, dude, you good? Are you okay?
No problem.
Don't know yet.
Okay,
I did not get good data from that. I'll message you guys.
All right, dude.
When
We'll
I get
take care
back.
of what you need to take care of. No worries.
I'll be a few hours. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
no problem,
See
Bobby.
you later.
Yeah.
Bummer. That sucks. I hope he's okay.
Should we just complete this scene and then call it a day then?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do combat or anything without Bobby.
I wouldn't either.
Agreed.
And the next stuff I finally have found some cool combats I can build in. So now that we got some pirates, I got a real cool combat. The map is really shitty, so maybe this will give me the chance to make the map pretty.
Cool.
But in regards to Lucius, in regards to your inquiry, if you are asking if I could create some sort of automaton that could be powered by your stone, it is definitely in my abilities.
Right. I'm just thinking it'd be pretty handy to have something around, especially if we're going out and about, just to be able to have something that's working on something at all points in time that doesn't have to sleep.
Think about what you would like the design to look like, and I would bring up some blueprints.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn to her and say, "Well, looks like I got it all figured out. Thank you."
Oh, well, I mean, if you are going to do something with this, I would love to be part of it. Of course, it's just fascinating what you have got there. At least, please bring your creation back to show me.
I'm gonna sense mode over her just real fast.
Sure.
Um,
It's called Insight.
yeah, that's right.
Insight,
Insight.
Mhm.
Let's see then.
Just in case you were looking in the S part of your.
I was.
Yeah. You get the impression that she has. She really just wants to work with the magical power that's in that gem.
That's a what the lifetime kind of deal.
Yeah.
She wants to put her hands on it. Okay, yeah, that's fine. You know what? If you want to help, let me get back. Let me go figure it out. Having two artificers is better than having one artificer. That's what I always said. So we'll draw something up and we'll bring the plans back over and we'll see what we can work up.
I have never heard you say that once before.
Well,
That does not seem like something
it's a
you have
saying.
ever said. There's only ever been one artificer in the group. It doesn't make any sense.
You wouldn't understand. It came from earshot.
Okay,
It's a saying.
all right. I'm sorry. Yeah, but yes, of course, we
I
would be
told
happy.
her, she's like, you say it, right? You know,
We
two
would be happy,
artificers
yes.
is better than one.
Yes. So
Well,
we
in
would be
our
happy
lab,
to
yeah,
work
2
together.
artifices are better than 1, and 3 are better than 2, and 4 are better than 3. But
Just
5
like-
is way
it's
too
all
many.
thing.
It's an incremental process. Yes, we
Yes.
all. Yeah, okay.
All right,
She gets pulled away by another customer as you guys walk out, and yeah, are we done with the shopping at Zaffy's?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then I will.
Hold off till next week.
Yeah, it makes me sad. I like no blames on Bobby, of course, but
No, shit happens. Yeah.
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 Yeah, man.
I guess
But-
to be fair, we've gone a really long time without something happened. So I guess it
Yeah.
was
True.
roll the
That's
dice
true.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see y'all next time.
Yeah.
Yep. Talk to you
Okay.
later.
I'm gonna go.
See you
Yeah.
later.
Later.
Yeah, y'all take care.
Take care,
Everyone.
everybody.